Where your influence come from?
Shit, California, honestly.
I could tell it, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Dog, if a nigga never met you, he'll swear you from LA, bro.
I asked you 3 times before we started recording.
Right.
You, listen, you can be honest with me.
Nah, you goddamn right. You feel me? But like, no bullshit though. This old San Antonio. This when I was there.
Okay.
Put it like this, honestly, cause we can get all the way into just this appearance. This old Texas. Before this shit was, I'm finna starch my motherfucking jeans down. Yeah, you start standing them khakis.
Yeah.
Only thing Texas did different was put gold teeth and gold chains on top of it. But this was always the proper shit. Go back to street military.
Yeah.
Damn.
They whole album cover, their first album cover like that.
Exactly. Trinity.
What you gave the project, bro?
I gave it a 4.5.
Appreciate
Seriously, because I never heard your shit before, and it made me a fan like off the first 3 tracks. I'm like, bro, I fuck with this nigga. And when you start when I heard something just like Compton, I really thought you was from like L.A.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you started saying San Antonio, like, oh, he from around here. Well, fuck it, then hell yeah.
Same shit
You know
I
what I'm
said.
saying?
Y'all heard the original just like Compton.
Yeah, of course.
I kept waiting for you to say like Dallas, like throw out.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say other cities. And I'm like, this he from San Antonio?
You can disrespect Dallas here. It's fine.
Nah, you know, fuck that, bro.
You're fine.
It's
we
fam.
gonna exactly. You know what I'm saying? It's all Texas. But even them motherfuckers, you go to Funky Town, it's like that. Back in the Gap, it was like that too. This shit was Texas, bro. That's why I be tripping, cause I guess for me, I'm from a different part of Texas than every other nigga I meet.
Right.
It's like they with this shit, this new shit. I'm with the old Texas. I'm under the old law. You feel me? It's Milo, you understand it? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think in order for a nigga like me to really make it in this shit, I gotta be the producer, I gotta be the engineer and the motherfucking songwriter, the artist, write my own shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucked up part about it is finding a nigga who sell beats ain't shit. Finding a nigga who make the right beats for me. I'm a picky ass nigga. I don't fuck with everything just cause it, you know, got my head bald and I don't mean shit. And waiting on shit like that, and it's like, man, fuck all that. If I can figure out how to take that shit out of my head and put it out in the music, nigga, I'll be way the fuck further than where I'm at right now. Because I wouldn't have to wait on nobody. I just do that shit as soon as the idea come. I just say, fuck it. I'm going in. I'm finna make this shit. I got the song in my head already. Nigga, it's gonna get to that point one day before a nigga to actually fucking pop off, you know what I'm saying? Blow up, nigga. We been at this shit too long, nigga. Too long. Before we knew a bitch ass thing about Pro Tools or anything like that, nigga. Recording on the computer's sound recorder with a speaker next to the microphone, nigga. That's how we made our music.
Shit, I remember it was nice shit. We'll record 5, 6, 7 songs, you know what I'm saying? And shit, we'll just skim through them bitches and choose, see what was fire, you know what I'm saying? See what was gonna make it, see what wasn't gonna make it, you know what I'm saying? But shit, just from back then to now, bro, I always been an authentic nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Well, everything started, you know what I'm saying, in Mad T Mama Room, in Fikes Point Apartments. It was me, Mad T, and Milo. You know what I'm saying? That's the founders as far as the music. And we took it from there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just the breaking grounds where we started at Fikes Point Apartments, A-League. So everything else is history.
First little stomping grounds for the motherfucking Mo said Mafia, nigga, as we call it. You feel what I'm saying? That's just how it is. First nigga went over for us, my nigga. Like I said, niggas had an early dismissal coming from, you know what I'm saying? We coming from Hastings, we getting off the school bus coming from out there. This whole little street sometimes, it used to be a bunch of motherfuckers walking down. But there was a bunch of us that was just out here posted too. And started asking them niggas like, hey bro, where? Well now bro, this before all that lingo came in effect. Hey nigga, where you going, nigga? Who you know out here type shit. That's how we was trying to make this shit on some whole other shit, you know what I'm saying? Talking to niggas, limit Africans out here. That's how we was trying to make this shit, nigga. This our shit. Fuck. And everybody else getting down, getting up under these older niggas, getting with their program. Like, man, fuck all that, nigga. We finna do us, nigga. We finna do whatever the fuck we finna do, nigga. How we want to do it, nigga. How we see fit for the shit to happen. That was this shit right here. Straight up. I want to speak all the way on it. Just because of what's to come after this whole little documentary shit. We just touching bases on it just to let niggas know the foundation for our music come from all this shit that I'm talking about right out here. You know what I'm saying? How I said. We was gonna do our own fucking thing. We was gonna make that shit happen how we seen fit for it to happen. So them same fucking rules that we applied being out here and just, you know, trying to get a name for ourselves, shit, we took that same shit and transitioned into music. That story very similar to everybody else shit. All these niggas who owned before us, it's all similar. It's all the same shit. It's different parts of town or different street names, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And like I say, yeah, this shit right here is the last bit of A-Leaf, but goddamn, this is where we was happening, you know, this where we was having it happen at, you feel me? Before we start maneuvering through the other parts of this bitch with our name, you know what I'm talking about? Shit started from here, high school, all that old bullshit. Just young niggas trying to make a motherfucking way and make a name for themselves. Ain't that the same shit we doing? Trying to do the same shit. Just on a higher platform, if you ask me. Niggas want more, you know what I'm saying?
Man, it was a point in time when me and Milo, we called ourselves hustling, you know what I'm saying? So I had to tell bro, like, look, you really hustling the wrong thing. You really got the dope. You got the gift that most of us want. That's what you need to be pushing. Push that like you're trying to push that work. Do that.
I'm just giving y'all some hard shit. Yeah, it took me 2 years to work on it, but this part was not the hard part of this. The plan behind it, of what I'm gonna do and how I'm gonna execute and really put this shit out is. You know what I'm saying? That shit all thought out, bro. I sat down for 2 years and thought about all this shit. What am I gonna do? So I knew that I was gonna do something for Houston, for the fan base that I have, the solid fan base that I have in Houston. I'm gonna do something for them, right? That's why I said I want to do a show for my shit, not featuring this motherfucker or that motherfucker. It's just me. So if it ain't number 10 people that I know, I got 10 people in Houston that's fucking with me. Y'all who I'ma cater to, y'all my audience.
Yeah.
If I got 100 people, it's like, well, bet. I got 100 people. I know I have 100 units that I can sell in Houston. I got 100 people I can bring out to one show that's only involving me in Houston, right? If I go out somewhere else, this is new territory. I gotta get y'all to fuck with me. This is, you know, even though it's marketable out there, don't mean that they gonna fuck with me out there. They still gotta like what I'm doing, or you know what I'm saying? They gotta get on. They gotta get up, you know, get up on me. Like this shit was supposed to be dropping on iTunes and all that shit tomorrow on the 1319 day. But even this fucking website, this is more so for me. Nigga, this is a part of controlling it. Oh, average nigga put his, he can't promote a real date because he don't know when they gonna approve his shit on there, right? I only put it on there so motherfuckers who got Apple Music and so forth and so on, so they can purchase this shit, they can listen to it like that, right? Nah, fuck that. MZmusic.com is like, you ain't gotta wait on nothing. Y'all gonna come and I'm gonna push all this traffic to something that belongs to me, not DistroKid or not TuneCore, any of them. You know what I'm saying? That's just a middleman thing if you ask me, but I understand it's necessary because they are the ones that's gonna get you to, they got the streaming sites, they got the distribution that you need for the masses, you know what I'm saying? But tomorrow when this shit drop and I put MZmusic.com, you have to go right to this shit to hear it. You can't go nowhere else. If you want to hear this shit tomorrow, you're gonna have to come to MZmusic.com, which is gonna bring traffic that I need. Now y'all can come check out the site, shop around, see what else you want to fuck with on this bitch. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back over here trying to just survive. It's like This whole little bullshit ass story. I ain't finna get off and all that from this fucking complex. You know what I'm saying? It's like fucking. Well, after all that shit happened, nigga ain't got nothing but time on his hand. Nigga start maneuvering down this street, hitting niggas like Black. Hey, bro, you at the house? You up, nigga? By 8 in the morning? Like, yeah, nigga, I'm up. I'm on the way. Damn, bro, let me eat breakfast first, man. Fuck breakfast, nigga. I got something to say. I'm on the way right now.
I mean, shit, really, you know, I had the trap, I had the studio, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of what homie was going through, you know, we always had somewhere we could go and lay it down, you know what I'm saying? He might have had some, you know, in particular he was going through. And, you know, he had it on his head, hit me up, hey, what's up, you at the spot, you know I'm there, you know what I'm doing. So, you know, he pull up, he drop it, and it's a hit.
At that current time, like, shit, this shit finna come out, bro, because I got to talk about this. It's the only way I know how to get this shit off my chest and remain positive and, you know, remain positive about how I'm doing. Because it could have been a whole different thing if I ain't had this music shit, if I ain't have just a place to record, you know what I'm saying? It was so motherfucking therapeutic, my nigga, it ain't even funny. You know what I'm saying? That's why I still do this shit. Even though a nigga ain't getting paid for none of this shit. That's why a nigga still be up and at it, you know what I'm saying? I think I used to come this way. It's been so long since the nigga. Been so motherfucking long. I might get lost coming back here, but nigga, I used to walk just to record a song, my nigga. Record my mixtape, nigga. I ain't had no fucking car. Fuck it. I'm not finna wait on no ride. I'm not finna none of that, nigga. I'm finna get up and I'm finna go, nigga. Been done finished the motherfucking song by the time I get over there. So I started writing it that morning. That's how I used to be. I get up, nigga. Alright, I went to sleep late than the bitch. I get up and just start thinking. Like, man, I'm finna write this shit down. And a nigga like me walking through these motherfucking houses too, I used to be nervous than a bitch. Like, please don't let nobody done got robbed and these hoes run up on me again with that you fit the description ass shit.
He wasn't supposed to make it past 18. He made it past 21. My brother had a son and took care of his son, like, to this day. My brother take care of his kids, and that's a Black man. Taking care of his kid, like, he loved my nephew. They look just alike. Just alike. They pinkies been the same. Your kids really teach you some shit about life. If my brother wouldn't have had my nephew, he'd probably be dead right now. God forbid. And he done made it till today, and he living a good life now. My brother was really like, on the Southwest, running with his friends, getting to know shit. What's that fucking place called? What's that place called? Some place they used to go to. Teenagers go there, but gangs is going there too. Niggas probably gonna be in that whole tripping too. Like, Mike going scared as shit. Mike go down scared as shit. It's hard growing up with a brother like that. But it's fun and it teach you a lot about life.
Nigga ain't never really realized how peaceful these motherfucking cemeteries be. Be quiet than a bitch. That's too motherfucking quiet for me, man. Straight up. And my nigga got hit a couple of times. But the fatal shot was when he got shot, he got hit in the neck. One of them times, you know what I'm saying? Him and my nigga Dre Day, them niggas was together. And we still don't know really what's what to that shit. You know what I'm saying? You hear shit here and there, but niggas don't really know what it was about, what it was over. They all kind of little dumb shit. I don't even drink motherfucking beer. That nigga did, you know what I'm talking about? Take a sip from my nigga and I pour the rest for him. Every time I come out here, nigga, that's what I do. Pour it out. You know what I'm saying? That's for my nigga. Boy, I'm looking kind of thirsty. We driving the motherfucker out here. Nigga be sitting back thinking like, damn, I wonder what shit like this would be if any one of the loved ones still be around just to witness. applying a little more pressure, man. It's like when that nigga passed, a lot of this shit, it was in between still on some street shit, but at the same time we was really trying to transition to music, you know what I'm saying? That shit sad though. We don't know what happened. Probably by the time nigga find that shit out, man, ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? Him and the homeboy Dre got shot. Both of them. I think Dre got hit once in the arm and then grazed somewhere else. We don't know what none of that shit was about. And this is one of the few. A nigga like me, I do it for. This is one of the few. You know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Lil Tony, R.I.P. LC, you know what I'm talking about? R.I.P. Vontae, R.I.P. Lil Monster. All them niggas part of this type of shit. Whether they was at the time they passed, or whether, you know what I'm saying, they used to be a part and it was all love. That's how it is. Niggas understand shit. It's a purpose to all this shit that we be out there trying to do. All these lines we trying to push. It's crazy though. Not too far from here, when we recorded DC1, I used to walk. I used to stay right there for like Broward Forest and Eldridge in the Enclave. And I used to walk from here to the Meadow Muse to go, you know. That nigga Black D was over there and he had the equipment, and I got tired of playing about putting out a mixtape. It was like, man, fuck that shit. I'm finna really do this shit. I'm finna really put this motherfucker out. I used to walk, nigga, hot in the bitch, way from over there on through this shit. And the nigga used to pass this motherfucking cemetery all the time. Not once did I stop to think that I'd be coming to visit this same motherfucker on a normal basis. Fuck these whole ass niggas. Fuck. I ain't gonna let
I wouldn't remember so many times that he had a weak moment or a moment where he felt that he was down. He was always told to, you know, no matter what, never let anyone see you fold or let them see you sweat. But there was a particular time where he was kind of dealing with a situation, like a personal situation, and he had came by the house, and every time me and him linked up and I knew it was gonna be a long night, he would always bring something to drink on, something to sip on. So we sat there and we was drinking, we were just exchanging words back and forth. And he really wanted to give up this whole rap thing. Like he just felt like it wasn't for him. The real life was affecting him more than, the rap thing. And I know a lot of it had to do with Tristan, his son. He didn't want to feel like as if he was failing his son trying to be in this, I guess, entertainment business, being a rapper, I guess. But I just basically told him at the end of the day, no matter what you do when it comes down to this music shit, at the end of the day, as long as you in your son's life, regardless, you're gonna be all right. You know, and I was more or less, I guess, trying to say, keep going with it, keep going with the music. It was so many things that were invested into it at the time, especially into Milo, because Milo was supposed to be like the guy who we were supposed to push. We got, you know, now you look at it now, we got a lot of artists. There's a lot of artists in the circle, but Milo was supposed to be that guy that we were gonna push, like he's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. So no matter who he came across or who he decided to vent to, we always made sure that we told him positive things to keep him motivated, keep him going. Because Milo had a lot of, you know, situations where he felt like he wanted to quit. He just wanted to really like just say, fuck this rap shit. And then he was seeing like all the watered down shit that people was doing. And I know it's a lot of hearsay about the whole him thinking he from a whole different state. But as far as back as I can remember, Milo's always been like that. It ain't like Milo just woke up one morning and started acting like this. Milo always been about that Dickies and Chuck shit. Like he's always been like that. So it ain't nothing that he just picked up along the way. Like this man always been like this. You know what I'm saying? So this authentic shit that he pushing, that he talking about, like, yeah, he really, you know, is doing that. You know, he's really been doing that. You know, and as far as get back on subject, as far as a time where, you know, I guess me and him had to sit down and talk about stuff, you know, anything that had to do with him, getting him back on track, I guess it would have to be that moment where he felt like he had to be something better than what he was trying to become as far as, you know, an artist or being a father to his child, you know, as far as, how can I say this, can't think of the word, providing, you know, because making music for, you know, an independent artist, of course, is difficult. It's a lot of money being spent into doing it, so he really wanted to just give it up and just be all about, you know, getting a 9 to 5 and just working that, but we knew he had, you know, the talent to be able to make this music thing happen.
Time I probably motivated, bro. Probably countless times. We really, you know, I don't really keep track. But I guarantee you whenever I talk to somebody, I'm gonna motivate them. I'm gonna try to, you know, keep them on the right path. I got this adage or this old saying I like to say when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna tell you nothing that I wouldn't tell myself. You know what I'm saying? I remember at one point in time, before I was even touching the mic, you know what I'm saying? Bro he had a song back in the game called I Got It Like That, and Mike stole something. So like I say, this was prior to me even touching the microphone. And at that point in time, we actually went in. I was trying to be like a manager, you know what I'm saying? Because I believed in what he was doing. So we went in, I got with, I believe it was D Rose at the time. We got with him, purchased the track. And we was trying to push that, but you know, he wasn't feeling it. And I mean, that's really about it. I just had to tell him, keep yourself grounded. You know, keep yourself on. If you got a talent, you tap into it, you use it, and mash forward. You know, you mashing forward.
That's easy. Right before the show started, 2011. There was no shows. Everybody was still working on their music. This before I even started doing music. He was letting me know. He was basically laying down the platform of everything and how music was gonna start coming out and, you know, putting it in order. And I said I went to jail. I was in a little altercation, violated my probation, and got out. And the time I got out, the day I got out, I mean, April 22nd, 2012. Shit, Dickies and Chucks, the first one was out. And after that, it was show after show. We was was doing shows for shows, and everything we talked about in that empty apartment, it was me, it was Milo, it was Andy, and it was B. Everything he said that was gonna happen from that apartment to the Meadow Muse, we living. As far as the record deal, shit, when we opened up for Nipsey Hussle, Scarface walked in the middle of our set, and word came around a couple days after the show that he was looking for a short dude that was on stage with Milo, and he was seeing what was up with us. He wanted to sign us, and we didn't really do too much. From that, we were still focusing on our own goal, and Milo has always been the one to display everything into reality. Like, he spark it, boom. All we gotta do is keep it pushing, keep it working. But from shows, clothes, videos, Mosama, being a movie, shows after shows, late night, all that work got us where we at today. DC2 on the way.
Live niggas on this stage, man, I swear to God. Yeah! I do everything I do. And if you hoes on the so kiss my dick.
Milo, for me, my first impression of him was a wild child. And that was across the board. It didn't matter whether or not it was personal or professional. He was just a wild child to me, which attracted me to him, but it also made me real standoffish too. But he literally, like, as the years progressed, you could see a maturity that kind of grew with it was almost like every single, each new song that he did, the professionalism would go up, and then he just seemed to, as a person, he seemed to kind of become more well-rounded. And by the time we started dating versus the time that we actually met each other, it was like night and day. Like, he still had the edge about him, but he had actually really grown into like a man, not just kind of like the gangsterhood dude that's whatever it is, you look at him wrong and we own it. It turned from that into, I can turn into that, but I'm not really with that anymore. And I think that's happened within the last couple of years, but you really actually see it through his music. As his music progressed, the same change happened with him as a person too, all the way up until now, married with kids.
I used to manage Milo, a group by the name of The Foundation. That was the first group I managed, and they introduced me to Milo. And they just kind of wanted me to, help him out with shows and, different stuff like that. And I kind of said yes before I even met him, never heard his music, anything like that. I actually booked a show for him at Mr. A's, and that was the first time meeting him. When he came in, he spoke, and when he first spoke to me, I was just like, yeah, he's pretty rough around the edges. you know, and I was just like, oh, this is gonna be very challenging for me and everything. When he went up to perform, it was totally different. He was rough, he didn't care, he just said whatever came to mind, but in reality, his music was really, really good. And then after that show, you know, I actually first heard the first Dickies and Chucks, and when I heard that, I was just like, okay, he's different. And he was different because he was an artist from Houston, but he didn't rap about the Houston culture. It was totally different. And usually, of course, with Houston artists, because you live down here, you talk about the swinging and the drink and all that. And Milo music was nothing like that. So he was totally, totally different. So between then and now, how he's different, he has grown. Like she said, the music is totally different, and you can tell. And what I think it is with Milo is just like back then, you know, he was rapping about what he'd been through, what he was going through, the stuff that he was around and stuff like that. And I feel like when you're in the music industry, you know, you grow as an artist when you're in it. You live life, so you can, you know, you tend to kind of go through more situations, and I think that's what it was. So when you're in the music industry, you know that, hey, you might have to come out with a commercial record for this. You have to do this type of music for this people and do that with that. And I think Milo understood that. And so now he can put out that commercial record for the radio, and he can do the hood stuff for the hood people and everything. So it's totally, totally different from, you know, he's just grown, you know, as an artist.
The name of this shit is Authentic. I want people to understand, like, nigga, this is really what it is. If it wasn't for time's sake, it'd take me too motherfucking long to show y'all everything and every reason for why I do what I do, and I really be so on that type of shit. All this shit. Nigga, this ain't no fucking image, my nigga. This is what it is. It's how I feel, bro. It's how I'm living.
Of course, Michael was, I say Michael, y'all say Milo, so we'll know who we're talking about, the same person. Michael was really a good kid. He was mischievous as a little boy, but he was really a good kid. Let's see, I'm gonna think about, other than just being like, we were a real tight-knit family like we are now. There was an incident that happened with him when he was in like elementary. This was shortly before we moved out here to Houston. And he had a really good friend. His name was, what's that little boy's name? Gabriel, I believe. And he was a little Hispanic kid. He always seemed to find a Hispanic friend that was his best friend. And he had an older brother, the friend did. And the older brother was kind of veering into like gang activity. And being a single mom, I was destined that my son wasn't going to be affiliated with any gang lifestyle. So I got a call from, I believe it was either the principal or the teacher, telling me that my son was dressing kind of like in a gang affiliation type manner. He had his pants kind of sagging. He had on a flannel shirt that was buttoned at the top, and I was like, what? I was devastated at that point. As a matter of fact, I was like 7 months pregnant with my daughter, and I'm a very strong disciplinarian with my kids. And although I was 7 months pregnant, I had to address that situation. And I think after that, he knew from there forward, at least as far as him being a youngster, that was not something that he was going to be portraying. Okay. So, fast forward, my job ended up giving me an opportunity to transfer here to Houston. And we moved out here, I believe, in 1999, I believe. And, you know, it was just maybe an opportunity to affiliate my son and my daughter at the time with more of their own people. We come from San Antonio, or Hispanic people get more of the opportunities, and I just felt like them coming to Houston was going to be a better, future for them. And so far it has been, no question about it. I started recognizing that I believe around his middle school he was okay. He was still involved in sports and, was going out for the team, doing. But once he got to high school, he obviously wasn't making the cut. His height wasn't tall enough. He ended up going to, I believe it was A-Leaf, Hastings. Yeah, I think it was Hastings. And that was obviously, I thought the southwest side of Houston was actually a pretty decent area, at least back then, but it apparently was somewhat considered inner city, and we had a lot of guys that were just real athletic, and Mike just got beat out to make the team. At that point is when I really noticed that he was really interested in the music, and I kind of thought back and I said, well, as he was younger, he was always messing with the little drum sets, the little guitar, the little keyboard, piano. He was very interested in that, like where some kids would be more interested in, playing with Tonka trucks, and he didn't have that interest. He always had an interest in music, and I was like, I didn't think it was a really big deal. I thought he was just a kid, adventuring into different avenues of being a kid. But at that point in high school, I kind of noticed he was gearing in that direction. And so I always try to encourage Mike to keep a job. Regardless to what's going on, you have to be able to pay your bills, and you have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. And I know a lot of times as young African American kids, they have a dream to either make it big in the sports industry or in the music industry, because that seems to be the area that young black men can live a prosperous life. And so, taking that into consideration, I definitely was not comfortable with him getting in the music scene. I was like, oh my God, I could see my child dead at some point, and I just was, I was so far against it. But he made a song, and it reminded me so much of the Tupac song, the Dear Mama. And it was about his dad, it was about his father not being a father, and how his mom had to teach him how to be a young man. And when I heard that song, I was like, it really touched me, and it was so inspirational. And I just thought to myself, I said, well, maybe he really has something. Maybe he's really onto something as far as the music is concerned. And so at that point, I felt that maybe this is something that will keep him interested. Like a lot of times parents keep their kids involved in extracurricular activities to keep them from being affiliated with street life, or falling into the wrong hands and leading themselves down the wrong path. Most kids don't have the same level of respect for their parents that they portray, but Michael actually did. You know what I mean? He was the type of kid that I trusted him, and because of the trust that I had for him, he always knew that he could come to me and talk to me about anything, whether he was right or wrong. As his mom, I had his back, period. And so with that being said, I was ready for him to be a part of whatever he chose to do, whether it was music or going to school to do this, or whether it was going to be a blue collar job or whatever. I supported whatever choices he made, because I knew he had been raised right. And for that matter, I gave my own self a pat on the back. So in the meantime, this is what you guys call Milo. But that's still my baby, and that's Michael.